Now, you've put out some incredible numbers. You've got the record for the snatches for the 24, don't you?
Yep.
So most number of snatches with the 24.
Yep.
How many?
260.
260, guys. 260 snatches in 10 minutes with a 24 kilo kettlebell. Truly extraordinary.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about your training, because you were young, you had multiple jobs, you're from the country in this little shed. Give us some insight about some of the training that took place.
Well, back in the day, I was actually challenged to my first kettlebell comp by a guy named Paul Tucker, and it was online, and he's the one that got me into the kettlebell sports side of things. So back then I was working 4 jobs. I was an electrician, I worked in the kitchen hand, I was a bartender, and I also had this little gym in the shed. And so most of my training time would be like at midnight after running all these jobs.
Unbelievable.
It was pretty crazy, and I was pretty crazy. But the thing is, coming from this small town, I had this thought in my mind that the people in the city were so far advanced when doing so big numbers, because all I'd be able to see is on the internet. In fact, 11 years ago, the internet wasn't as good as it is now. And so how I saw everyone was so high that my training, in all my training sessions, I tried to beat that every single time. So I guess that allowed me to raise the bar so high. So when I went to a comp, it actually worked to my advantage.
That's unbelievable. You can hear the drive there. 4 jobs, but still training at midnight. That's great insight into what it takes to set world records, to be an Australian and American champion. Now, the sport of kettlebells is growing in Australia. We're seeing more and more people take it up. We give people in our courses an insight into the sport itself and make them do some sets over a longer period. When you're going into a comp, what does some of your training look like?
Okay, so given that I was doing, back then I was doing 4 jobs, and now you should probably say I do more than that, but the training leading into it, I like to have a real efficient way to train. There's no point wasting time when you're training, so you're gonna throw down. Then I have this mentality that you've just got to do one more, or actually no reps count until you beat last week's set or last week's workout. Okay, the whole goal is to progressively improve. And the good thing about the kettlebell is it's not a real heavy weight when you think of the grand scheme of things. So really, it's just a discomfort that you go through when lifting. So if you acknowledge that it's just discomfort, I kind of say that the pain is not real. And so the thing is just got to push through that. Okay, a lot of people will feel that pain in their training, and they put it down. But that whole pain threshold is what you're actually trying to build. Okay, and through that, your reps will come up. So the training looked like it was a 3-day-a-week training schedule. Mind you, I was running a full-time gym at the same time as this, and an electrician apprenticeship, 2 other jobs. So the 3-day split looked like the first day would be a jerk and snatch set.
Yep.
So typically be a 10-minute on the minute, or 10 to 20 minute on the minute of jerks. So trying to get 10 plus reps a minute, depending on what bell size I'm on. So therefore you aim for over 100. The reason why I do a 20-minute set in the jerks is basically just to get you blow the volume up double what you need to do. And what I found is when you do that 10-minute set, you can typically get around about 85% of your numbers in an actual comp day. So it transfers. So if I get 120 jerks, I'll typically get 100 to 110 reps in a competition situation. And then I'll go into a snatch. Now, there's only one snatch set that I do a week, proper snatch set, and that's basically a 5-minute all-out blast on each hand with a 5-minute break. And so the whole goal is to get the numbers, and then you can link it together in a competition set. So that would be 1-day training, so I'd blast that out. The second one would be a jerk-specific training style, so I'd be doing jump squats, I was building up to 100 rep squats with the barbell, so 60 kilos, 100 reps without putting it down.
Wow.
That really allowed me to jerk the 28s and the 32s. That changed that up. And then what I'd do, so that would mainly be there. And then what I'd do is I'd go into the third set, the third training session would be a snatch specific, and that would be 10-minute deadlifts, so over grip, so not a hook grip or anything. Basically every 4 seconds or 3 seconds depending on how I was feeling that day, and the goal is to get 200 reps. So I'd use a weight which is at more than double the kettlebell. So if I was doing a 32, I'd use a 70 kilo barbell, and you'd aim for that 200. And so that just builds up your back to handle double the weight. So when you go to swing the kettlebell for 10 minutes, the kettlebell's light.
It's extraordinary.
Okay, so that's how we went
A
through.
huge volume, guys. Like jump squats, 100 reps. Deadlifts, 200 reps. Absolutely massive volume to build that power endurance. So you see that translate into your competition, and you know you've done it all before.
Yeah,
you've done the hard work.
The whole point of training is to mentally know that you can go that far. So when it comes to the competition day, it's easy. And that was Mark's whole thing. He used to really drill into us was train hard, fight easy.
Yeah.
So all your training is done before you even get on that platform.
Competing's the easier part.
Exactly. Competing's fun. You know, you get there, you have a laugh. The 10 minutes it goes quite quick, and it's everything done leading up to that point is what counts.